the author of Face It, What Women Really Feel as Their Looks Change. Dr. Vivian Diller. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having me here.
So you wrote an article called The Beauty Paradox?
Yes.
What is that?
The beauty paradox is a phrase I've labeled the feelings that so many women are experiencing but don't have the words for. And I want to put words to this feeling. What it is that we were brought up to believe, you were, I was, models, psychologists, people in the audience, were brought up to believe that our looks should take a backseat to other assets, right? We were supposed to be true to ourselves. This is post-feminist revolution.
Right.
At the same time, we're living in a culture that is youth and beauty obsessed. These are two opposing trends that is confusing everybody. We're not really sure what to make of. Should I let looks matter or shouldn't I? If I let looks matter, how should I? Should I acknowledge it? Should I admit it? Should I be true to myself and let myself go natural? That's a paradox that so many women are living.
It's true.
And it's not just here in America, by the way. You know, we have this idea that in Europe they revere their elders. You know, I've talked now to women in over every continent but Africa, and they're saying they're all struggling with this issue. We're living longer lives than ever before.
Right.
And this is a dilemma facing women. And now I hear more men say as well that they're struggling with this.
Yeah.
So do you believe in plastic surgery?
That's an interesting question. Believe in it.
Obviously you believe it exists, but do you think people should partake?
Well, this is how I answer this question, because I respond to that the way I do any question that comes into my psychotherapy office. I ask women, what do they feel about that? And I say to them, the most important thing to keep in mind is that this be a choice that you're making and that you understand it. What's happening in our culture are women are reacting. They're reacting out of panic. They're feeling pressure. They're not sure why they feel what they feel, but they think the solution is with some magic.
So in other words, you support plastic surgery if it's well thought out and the person who's doing it knows the reason why and it's a valid reason why, rather than doing it because they feel they've been bullied in a sense either by society or by someone in their personal life.
I would say yes. I'll give you a good example. You know, I worked with a woman who came in for her third round of plastic surgery. And I asked her, I said, how about before you make that choice, let's talk about what you're thinking and feeling. And as she talked more, I realized she said she felt sad and that she thought that if she did something to her eyes, she would feel better. I said, that's possible, but why don't we talk about what you're feeling sad about? Well, we spent about a year talking about what she was feeling sad about. And then she said, you know, my face doesn't match the way I am now feeling. I'm actually happy.
Right.
And she wanted to do something to her eyes, and now it made sense. She said she wanted to look less tired. When she got the surgery, she was happy with it. The problem with people who do plastic surgery to provide a solution is that it frequently doesn't do it. So what they want to do then is do it again, do more.
Is that why women look so, it's so obvious that they've done so much work that you think they can't stop?
Well, I think that's one reason. I think it's also a slippery slope.
Right.
You know, when you get a new carpet, your couch looks old. If you get the new couch, then your curtains look old. And once you start down that path, it's not an easy thing to stop. So one of the things I tell women who are thinking about a cosmetic procedure, I said, think carefully about what you're starting. Because if you engage in this, it costs money. It's something that may make other features look less young. And if they really feel resolved that this is something I want to do for the right reasons, sometimes people say it was the best thing they ever did. So who am I to condemn that?
Right. And what's your feeling about the concept youth is wasted on the young?
Well, you know, I use this, that when I hear that, I think about when I was a model. And I don't know if that is clear. I used to model.
Yes, a model and a dancer.
You're a model and a dancer,
I was a model with Wilhelmina. Before that, I was a dancer. And when I look back at pictures of myself then, I look at myself and I think, did I actually enjoy the way I looked? The way I feel now? And the truth of it is, I see beauty. I mean, when you're a ballet dancer, it's all about perfecting your body. but I actually feel more attractive now. So I think that's what I think of, is that why is it that as you get older and smarter and wiser about what it means to be happy, you're no longer looking the way you used to? Well, I'm encouraging women to think that there's a way to redefine what beauty is, so you actually can enjoy that experiencing even as you age.
Right, so take care of yourself and be healthy at least. So that will make a big difference.
Well, that's another thing. Sometimes people think beauty is about the features you're born with.
Right.
Having now worked with many models and dancers in my practice, it's so clear that women who are ostensibly beautiful don't always feel that way.
Of course.
So I tell all women that beauty actually is part genetic. Sometimes you're fortunate to be born with certain features. Sometimes you're born with the ability to age well. I'd say about 40% of it is how well you take care of yourself over your lifetime, how much sun exposure, how well you eat, how healthy you are. And then 50%, maybe even more, is actually how you think about yourself.
Right.
Sure.
And if
Because it
you
comes out, your essence then comes out.
you sometimes see women who walk into a room with a kind of confidence and a straight back, and they engage you with their eyes. They look beautiful. They could be 93.
Right.
Right.
That's
Or
true.
they could be ugly, but their style and the way they feel makes them beautiful or sexy.
And therefore, they're not ugly.
Right, exactly.